Hi there, good evening. Welcome to State of Affairs here on GHOne Television. I am Francis Aban. Tonight we have a very special show for you. It's a two-part show. Part one is when we seek to answer a very simple question. Who will partner the MPP's flag bearer, Dr. Bawumia, for the full presidential ticket heading into election 2024? We have a special for you tonight and some research background to why this choice is important as we head into this election. Also, we'll sit down with the Director of Training at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Opoku, a raft of issues to consider, including what's happened so far in the process towards the elections, and with just 166 days to go, what is ahead? What are we to look out for? What kind of election should we expect come December 7th? So, it's a two-part show, but it's made with you in mind. You will love every single bit of it tonight here on State of Affairs. My name is Francis Aban. Thank you once again for joining us. The show is brought to you with the kinds of association with MTN. MTN is everywhere you go. Just to remind you that they've got a new app out to make your life a lot more easy. It's called the MTN Momo app. What you do is you download it from the Google Play Store or the App Store. When you download it, you have the chance to do so many things. What you typically do with the MTN Momo is available. Pay your bills, send or receive money, view your statements. Everything you do with MTN Momo, all your electronic payments are made possible on that platform. MTN Momo. MTN is everywhere you go. So, who better to join me tonight to analyze this matter? Part one is on who partners Dr. Bawumia. It's a question that's been on the minds of many Ghanaians since he became flag bearer sometime late last year. In December, there was a meeting that was had between him and the top brass of the party. The Financial Executive Committee, NEC, actually met on this decision. From what we know, he sent names of people that he wants to partner. In fact, he had a name in mind, we are told, but the party said, go and think about it again. Come back to us with certainty, and when you're back, we should be able to move ahead on the choice. So, almost 6 months down the line since that first meeting, what's going on? Why is there no running mate as yet announced by the MPP for Dr. Bawumia? Are there ramifications for it? What is delaying this decision? Is it the gender card? Is it the regional balance? Is it the surveys that are beginning to alter and change things? Is it the intense lobbying that is accounting for it? Tonight, we will analyze it for you to better appreciate why this question of who partners Dr. Bawumia is just as important. Head of our political desk right here with the EIB network, Ibrahim Alhassan, is here. You should see him. Dapper as always. Good evening to you, Ibrahim.
Good evening, Francis.
And I thank you for making the time to join us on State of Affairs. We don't get to see you often here on the show, even though you are every bit very part of the show. But thank you for joining us tonight.
You're most welcome.
Right.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. So, first question. The MPP, for the very first time, has a candidate who's coming from the north. Yeah. The history of the party suggests that it's always been the front runner being from southern Ghana and the running mates being from northern Ghana. This time, Dr. Bawumia is from the north, and so the expectation is that the running mates should come principally from the south. What has happened since his election as flag bearer, and why are we in this flux of a decision?
Well, so the dynamics are quite interesting. What you said is true, with just one exception. Aka.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Who came from the Great Alliance. So let me take you back to 1992. So for instance, 92, when Professor Albert Aidoo got elected as a flag bearer, he waited till September before picking his running mate. And the running mate was Roland Ibrahim Alhassan. And of course, that running mate, of course, his election was in September, but then he picked this running mate on November 3. Take notice of that. Flag bearer elected September.
Yes.
And then November 3, running mate chosen. November.
This is 92?
Yes, this is 1992.
92, the elections were held on November 3.
Yes.
So from what we know,
okay,
15th August is when Professor Aidoo was elected flag bearer.
That's true.
Then in September,
yes,
the running
mate was picked. Yes. So August all the way to September,
yes,
the running mate was picked. And again, of course, R.I. Isifu, as we know, was a lawyer from Kumungu, a two-term MP, and of course, then we come to 1996.
Yes.
That's 20th of April, Kufuor elected flag bearer. 20th April, Kufuor elected flag bearer. And then he had to settle on the Aka. That's, of course, call in Cancer Aka
yes.
as the running mate from the Great Alliance.
Great Alliance.
That's where the exception comes in.
And context. Aka was the one-time vice president with former President Rawlings. He was the one that was popular. The story goes around that he was the one that was popularly slapped.
Exactly.
By the late Mr. Rawlings.
Or the one whose shoulder was held.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then he was let go, after which he said he was going to contest for the leadership of the country as president.
And mind you, he didn't lose his status as the vice president. So he went into that election as a running mate to Kufuor, still as a vice president of the land.
Interesting.
Yes. And so that was 1996.
Yes.
And then the year 2000. The year 2000, on 23rd October 1998, Kufuor was nominated.
Yes.
And September 2000, he equally nominated Alhaji Aliu Mahama, the then businessman from the northern part of the country, to partner him.
Almost 2 clear years before the elections.
Yes.
Former President Kufuor was elected flag bearer.
Exactly.
That was September. Well, no,
that's
October of 98.
Yes, October 98.
Then September of 2000.
Yes.
Almost 2 years.
Yes.
He announced. Now, October, to put it in context, September 2000 was a few months to the elections.
A few months.
September. Not August. September. Okay.
Yes.
We have noted that clearly. That's from
noted
2000.
September.
All right.
And that will be just about 2 months
to an election.
Yes. Yes, that was when Aliu Mahama was named as the running mate. And then, when it comes to 2004, mind you, President Kufuor was then the incumbent.
Yes.
And then he retained his vice, Aliu Mahama, as running mate again. And that, of course, no contest on the 5th of January 2003. And then 17th of September 2004, 1 clear year down the line, Aliu Mahama was then retained as running mate.
A year and about 9 months.
Yes.
A year and about 9 months.
Yes. And then, so that's 2004. Let's go 2008.
Yes.
At 3rd December 2007, Akufo-Addo becomes the NPP flag bearer. 23rd December 2007, Akufo-Addo becomes the flag bearer. And then 17th August 2008, Dr. Bawumia is nominated as the running mate. So, from 23rd December 2007 to 17th of August 2008.
I won't jump the gun.
Don't.
But every time, I may be wrong in this assessment, but every time the party has had to choose a fresh flag bearer, the choice of the running mate comes in August.
Yes.
So watch it. When it was Kufuor, 96.
Yes.
April, he became flag bearer. The choice of running mate came late 2000.
Yes.
Late 2000.
Yes.
In 2000, no, that's in for the 96 election.
Yeah,
for 2000,
yes.
98 was flag bearer. September 2000,
yes,
he chose Aliu Mahama. Right?
Yes.
Again, he was a fresh, unknown quantity in the party.
That's true.
In national politics.
That's true.
That was 2000.
That's true.
Now, 2008, December, then former Foreign Affairs Minister, then former Attorney General, became flag bearer.
That's it.
Then, that was in December of 2007.
Yes.
Then to August 2008, he had to name Dr. Bawumia as his running mate.
As running mate,
okay.
Yes. And that will be the first call.
Yes.
Usually when it's a second call, then it's just a ticket that's been repeated.
Yes.
So there's no match contest. In fact, many a time they've never been even a contest in the first place.
Yes.
And then this time around, on November 4th, 2023, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, equally elected as NPP flag bearer. We have been given timelines as to when the running mate to Dr. Bawumia will be named. That's about 3 months ago.
I think you've skipped through from 2008.
Yeah, that's because it's just
it was a
retention of
the
Dr.
same
Bawumia
ticket.
and the same ticket. Yeah, so I come to November 4, 2023.
Yes.
When Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is elected as flag bearer.
Yeah.
And as we have this conversation on the 24th of June, that definite question as to who partners Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia officially into the 2024 December 7 elections has not been answered.
Yes.
But if you look at history, you mentioned the time that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was named as running mate.
Yes.
It was in August.
In August.
It's in August.
Yes.
We are in June. So many questions have been asked. Will Bawumia also pick the notes of his boss, Dr. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo,
yes,
and then shift the naming of his running mate to August. Already timelines have been given, of course. One of his spokespersons, Nana Kumia, mentioned that by the end of this month, the vice president and then the NPP flag bearer will be choosing the running mate.
But Ibrahim, we've heard this before.
Yeah.
December when the first meeting was done, we were told that, a choice is about to be made.
Yeah.
Then we were told, Valentine's Day presents. We will hear the running mate being announced by Dr. Bawumia.
Yeah.
Then it was supposed to be before Easter.
Yes.
Then after Easter, they said, you have it by May.
Yeah.
We are in June.
Yes.
There are two options now. Dr. Bawumia could do one of two things. Mm-hmm. Repeat what his current boss, President Akufo-Addo, did in 2008 by naming the running mate in August of 2008 or August this year.
Yes.
Or he could do what former President Kufuor did in 2000, where he had to name his running mate in September. So, best bet is that we're looking at an announcement being made either in August or September if he's to repeat the dose of history.
Exactly.
If he's not, we could see the announcement made earlier than these 2 months of August and September.
But mind you, the party's constitution had been changed to put in it expressly that there should be a period when a running mate is chosen, especially when the party is in power. An application was made to the National Executive Committee for that clause to be waived. So the vice president can decide to even name the running mate, or the MPP flag bearer can decide to name the running mate just a month before December 7.
Or the eve of election.
Yes, because he has that leverage to do that, because the National Executive Committee of the party has waived that provision in the constitution that requires that he names the running mate way ahead of time. Yes, and so if what his spokespersons have said is anything to go by, then at least we expect a name by the end of this month. But like I said, if that doesn't happen, it won't come to me as a political watcher as a surprise, because we've been here before. But the nuances are to blame for the uncertainty surrounding who partners Bawumia. Because that choice, regardless of who he settles on, there will be conversations, questions will be asked, there will be implications and ramifications.
Okay.
That explains why, and I'm sure we'll get into that. Yes, the names are quite many. By this time, we shouldn't be having such
a conversation.
Many names.
I guess we have to go to the names now, because in all of this, there's been intense lobbying.
Yeah.
Almost every week, you hear a name come up, either satisfying the Ashanti line, or satisfying a certain gender line, or even looking to the swing regions and what candidates from those areas can bring to a ticket for an election. So let's go through the names that we have heard so far. First up will be Akosua Osei-Opare, born 5th June 1947 from Wiamwasi in the Ashanti region. I know a certain Charles Echibod who's also from that same area. Okay. Then he is known to be, per profession, a lecturer and development consultant. He has been the head of Home Science Department at the University of Ghana, the
MP
Ayawaso West Wagon MP from 2005 to 2013. So his career span is one of a former MP, a former legislator.
Yeah.
He's known in the academic circles, right?
Yeah,
he's also a development consultant.
Yeah.
He brings that experience. Plus, he's been arguably, forgive me, the longest serving chief of staff we have had.
Yes, so far.
Yes.
And because the president, after naming her, stuck with her for his second term.
Yeah.
And it looks like both of them will go home together.
The same time.
So that'll be 8 years.
But quick question. If she's to be picked as, or tapped as the running mate,
then
she can't run chief of staff office. She'll have to leave.
She will have to leave.
Yes.
But then that will be a direct answer to the John Mahama choice.
In terms of gender?
Gender.
Gender.
Nothing more.
Okay.
Nothing less.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, of course, she has her own strength. She's been running the kitchen cabinet of the president for the past almost 8 years, like we mentioned.
Yes.
But of course, there are many who think that Dr. Bawumia, and from what we gather, might not play the gender card this time around.
All right. So, Akosua Osei-Opare, one name in the frame. The next is the current Education Minister, Dr. Yaosei Aidoo, born the 9th of April 1964 from Jachi in the Ashanti region. He's a known educationist. That's his background and his profile. Been member of parliament for the people of Bosomtwe since 2017. Was deputy minister for education from 2017 to 2021, and then elevated to education minister in the year 2021. He's been talked about quite a lot, and we've seen recently a lot of projects being done in the name of education, and how he's been quite vociferous and front-running in discussions on education. Being the poster boy in the second term of the president for free SHS, and also digitalization relative to the education space. Tablets being brought in, Wi-Fi in secondary schools, you can name it. All this, even talk of some changes in the curriculum and also even the appearance of students in school with their uniforms and everything.
The construction of the smart schools, as we've come to know.
And STEM schools,
yes. The reason why GHOne has been tipped by many, and of course, if you look at the figures that have been racked, GHOne is in there because, once again, many people believe he will be the answer to Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman, who is equally an educationist. So, if you want like for like, then GHOne for Nana. His supporters...
Education to education.
Exactly. His supporters are pushing this.
All right. Now, next on the list will be Irina Toshiado. Yes. MP Tama West 2009 to 2017. She's from Osu in Accra, not too far from where we are now. Born 30 September 1970. She's known to be a lawyer. Currently the District Assembly Common Fund Administrator since 2017. She's been in that portfolio for the longest time. Until recently, when the gender conversation came up again, she was not in the picture. But since she came onto the landscape, trust me, the lobbying has been intense and vociferous. Has the party ever chosen a running mate from the Greater Accra region? No, not yet. Okay. And that's again because of the Southern-Northern Alliance, which flipped just once. Okay, so that's for Irina Toshiado, right? That's one of the options. Who's next? Okay, Engineer Kwabena Ejeye Japong. Civil engineer, he actually contested for the flag bearer of the party in the first round. And then after the winnowing was done, he said, okay, I'm not going to run. We've seen him a lot of the time with Dr. Bawumia on some of the campaign tours. Former MP General Secretary from 2014, Press Secretary to former President Kufuor, born 6th March 1962. In Kumasi, yes. What do you say? He's a wild card. If the Vice President and NPP flag bearer wants to swerve everybody, then he could be the one. He could be the one. Okay. All right. That's for Kwabena Ejeye Japong. Who else do we have in the frame? Oh, okay. Now that's a different one. We don't know him to be a politician. Yeah. He's the man in a castle, cleric. Apostle Professor Kojo Nimfo Opoku Nina. Born July 22nd, 1954, from Aidoo in Ifijakwa District in the Ashanti region. Theologian, televangelist, composer, fifth chairman of the Church of Pentecost, board chair of the National Cathedral of Ghana. Ibrahim, what are you picking up on him? The unconventional Professor Opoku Onyina. Yes. In fact, at the point, he was highly tipped. But then again, the conversation from the party is that no to an outsider. They don't want anybody that will ask, who is Francis Aban, who happens to be a regional MPP chairman, who has to ask somebody before getting to know your identity. Okay. So the rank and file of the party are saying, yes, fine, because that would be a very fine balance between Dr. Bawumia, who is a Muslim, and him as a Christian. And him as a Christian. What if he's named a man to the elections? Purely for the card and the... That can happen. Like I said, I talked about Kwabena Japong as a wild card. Yes. Political wild card. This will be a religious wild card to look out for. If the vice president wants to play. Let's look to the last name on the sheet. Okay. Now, this is one everybody has been speaking about us leading to become the running mate. Yeah. Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, born 23rd May 1968 from Pechi No. 2 in the Ashanti region. Medical doctor, Minsha South MP, Education Minister from 2017 to 2021, now Energy Minister at Helm of Affairs. He's the one who's being tipped, isn't it? Yes, and the shocker will be if he doesn't get it. I'm not sure the shocker will be he getting it. Okay. Because almost everybody that you engage, from the NIB report, from party people who are actually galvanized for support from the base for the running mate slot, they call him the next to partner. And recently we've seen him embark on some tours of his own. Strategic visits. From and then this time around, the strange thing is that the tours are to palaces of chiefs. Yeah. From the Volta region to the northern part of the country, Eastern region, to the Ashanti region, of course, to Mensia, his own uncle, Otunfo,
And then recently to the Eastern region to see the Ochehene. So, and then of course, was also here to see the Gamanche as well. So that's the tour that the energy minister has been embarking on. If it is not for the running mate slot or because something has been whispered into his ears, then the question will be, is he touring as an energy minister? Like I said, for political watchers, the shocker will be that Napo is not picked. But then again, in 2008, there was a shocker.
Yes.
When President Akufo-Addo today, then running mate Akufo-Addo, decided to go and settle on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So in politics, make room for shockers.
I've also heard that the first name that was sent by President Akufo-Addo, now President Akufo-Addo, in 2008 was not Dr. Bawumia.
Aji Ali Mahama.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
and then
when that choice was made, the party said no.
Yes.
He had to go change and bring Dr. Bawumia.
Yes.
I'm wondering, Dr. Bawumia had already been to NEC in December.
Yes.
I don't know the name he sent.
He sent names. 2 names we told.
Okay. Now, as to whether it's a retention of the same name for this election is crucial to watch.
Very.
If he picks anyone other than him, it will be interesting to watch.
Very interesting.
And the ramifications will be interesting.
Most definitely. And finally, see, whatever decision is made, the Ashanti region will respond positively or negatively.
Okay, Ibrahim, thank you. So that's our look at the permutations and who the choice will be. Let's see if it's July, August, or September. We'll go for a short break. Now, when we return, we start with Dr. Sibro Kweku on what to look out for ahead of election 2024 here on Silver First. Stay with us.